My house is quiet now. It's not empty, but it's quiet in a way that it's never quite been before. Megan broke her foot back in June, had surgery, and she's been off of it the whole summer. So the two of us have spent a long string of slow days at home together. Grace and Lily are both working every job that they can get their hands on, so they are out more than they are in. Jonah is in Peru serving his mission. In most days, I'm right here writing in a house that used to be loud. I keep waiting to hate it. I don't hate it. It is slower than my life has ever been, and it turns out that slow was never the enemy that I always assumed it was. It has been good for me. It's handed me something that I did not really know that I was missing, which is the time to actually look at myself and at the road that I'm walking. And the quiet has made me admit something that I would rather not, because I think it's the very thing that I keep pointing you toward inside your own company. Even with all of this peace, I still feel a pull to be more, to matter to somebody, to be needed. And I know exactly where I go to get that filled. I go to Joseph. Joseph is my grandson. He calls me Sop because that's how his neurodivergent, amazing brain says pops. He tells me that I'm his guy. He wants to be with me and he wants to play with me. And man, I love that kid. When he is around, the two of us stay very busy. We drag the hoses out and play in the water. We run trucks and trains across the floor for hours at a time. We flip on the microwave and the blender just to watch them spin. Oh, and the fans. Always the fans. We pop the hood on a car and I start it up so he can watch the belts and the wheels turn. And then I cut the engine off so that he can watch them slow down and stop. And then he wants me to do it again. We go on walks. We watch videos together and we make our own videos together. And yes, the two of us vacuum all the time. He's 4 and he is delighted by every bit of it. And the truth is, so am I. Now, here's the thing that the quiet has made me see. Some of why I keep pulling him back into my world over and over and over again is me. I love that he picks me first. That need to be needed did not pack a bag and move out when my kids did. It just found a smaller pair of hands to hold on to. I really thought saying goodbye to my kids had already taught me this lesson. It turns out a lesson like that doesn't stay learned. It comes back around, wearing the face of a little boy who lights up when you walk into the room. For a lot of my life, I would have just beaten myself up about that. The quiet has given me barely enough room to rise up over it and see something better instead. The very same hours that feel my need to be picked first are the hours where I actually get to help Joseph, and he helps me. He sees the world in his own way, on his own frequency, and I want him to carry that as a strength, not as something he slowly learns to apologize for. That matters more every week right now with preschool coming and a room full of kids who are not always going to see the way that he sees. That's real work, and it's his becoming, not mine. And the whole time, he is doing something back to me. He's teaching me. This little guy is showing me eternal truths about leadership and about people that I never once picked up in a boardroom or a book. He shows me how to be a person instead of managing them. He shows me what it looks like to be all the way present with no agenda and no next thing pulling at your sleeve. I say to you all the time that the entire point of the work that I do is to build a company that does not route every decision back through one person, to put real judgment into the people that surround you. So they stop waiting on you for permission to be good at the jobs that they already know how to do. When I say it about business, it lands like a smart operating principle. And then I catch myself in my very own kitchen, quietly reaching to be the one that the 4-year-old picks first. So let me be plain with you about where I stand. I am not on the far side of any of this saying, hey, I made it. I am absolutely in it, in my own version of it, this week in real time, and I'll be dealing with it again tomorrow. Which brings me to where I actually am, because it's not an answer, because I'm early in this. I'm early in the quiet, early in whatever this next stretch of my life turns out to be. I don't have it figured out, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend to you that I do. What has changed is not that I finally found the answers. What has changed is that I have stopped needing them so badly. I've started to believe that the asking and the seeking are worth way more than the answers ever were. That's really the whole thing that I've been trying to say to you about becoming. It doesn't finish, my friends. There is no line you get to cross where you are done, where you finally stop and settle into the arrived version of yourself and then just stay there. It just keeps going. Sometimes it keeps going in a boardroom. And sometimes it keeps going in a house that is quieter than you're used to. On a slow afternoon, on a walk with a little boy who calls you Sop. I would not trade this season to get the loud one back, because I am still becoming. So's he. And I was starting to think that that might be the best thing I could ever say about a life.